My name is Robin Boudreau, and I'm the founder, owner, creative director, whatever you want to call it, of Ultimate Connections. Ultimate Connections is a company that I started about, we're going on 2.5 years now. I got my start with the Small Business Development Center. Don't know if you guys know where that is. It's across the hall. What they do is they make dreams happen. If you want to own your own business, I'm not sure what you guys' major is, but if you wanted to start your own business, you basically go in there and you say, hey, here's my idea, what can I do to make it happen? And so in the Big Idea Challenge, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I knew that there was a lack of social media presence in this area. You go to bigger cities and every restaurant, everything has some social media marketing. And so Frankie at Madison's, he was doing like a really great job with posting about like specials and what was going on. So I was like, okay, well, if he's doing a good job at it and these other people, they need help. So if you want to, everywhere you look these days, there's a logo. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So it's a rapidly growing market. So what are you guys' majors? Like, y'all are here just for a passport event or... Yeah? Okay. Well, today I'm going to talk primarily about LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is a very vital tool that you can use in your job search after you graduate. A lot of people overlook LinkedIn in this area because we are about 10 years behind everything, always. Something's cool here, you know what I'm saying. Something's cool here now, it was cool 10 years ago in Austin. So it's kind of the same thing with LinkedIn. I get hits from people all over the country looking at my LinkedIn. So that's kind of what you have to think about when you're filling this out, is that, first of all, you're going to have an edge on your competition of anybody around here. Because, like Rebecca said, she's like, oh, after you pointed it out last time, I went and looked at my LinkedIn profile and I updated it a little bit. She has bukus of information that she probably didn't even know, like about volunteering, being in a sorority. Doing all these things are contributing factors to making yourself shine on LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn is your tool to say, look at me, look who I am, look how great look at all these things I've accomplished, this is where I went to school. You know, you can even go as far as, these are the grades that I made, if that's something. I personally wouldn't be doing that, but C's get degrees, you know? So, I didn't say that. So, what we're doing here, I would normally not post personal pictures here, but I'm so excited about my first grandbaby. I just saw that. Okay, good for you. So you're taking the jobs that you have and your experiences, your volunteer opportunities, and you're translating them into a language that the company hiring person will understand. Now, when you say, okay, so like I was a head hostess at Papacitos. To a normal person, they're like, oh, okay, you sat tables. No. Let me just tell you what I really did. And so, whatever job that you have, you learn to use key words. Verbs. So, you're making yourself look as good as possible on your LinkedIn profile. The first thing I want to address is your default photo. A lot of people, if you look, I didn't make a PowerPoint, by the way. PowerPoints are a waste of my time. If you want to know what I'm saying, to write it down. So, even if you just sat in a room and had somebody take your picture and it was a blank background of just your shoulders up, that would be more than sufficient. You know, being a jacket or, you know, a nice shirt. People put pictures of themselves like at the beach or with their dog or with their husband or their whole family. Whenever you look at someone's LinkedIn profile, you want to know exactly who you're looking at. You don't want to know if it's the baby or the grandma. You know, like, is the baby applying for the position? No, you are. Okay, so I know that's probably like common sense to y'all. Some people, they think that LinkedIn is like Facebook. It's not like Facebook. it's only like Facebook in the fact that you can connect with people from all over the world. It's like Facebook because you can make a post. You can share an update. Now on LinkedIn, the kind of things that you would want to share as updates are like, you can still do Motivation Monday, post something motivational, because there's not a lot of people that post on LinkedIn. So posting once a week could really make a difference, that 5 minutes that you take to post something. When you do something, like if you win a contest at your job, like today I won the most, I sold the most, whatever, and I was recognized for my good sportsmanship or customer service skills. Something that when you look back in time, kind of like a time hop thing, when you look back and you'll be like, oh wow, on January 16th of 2014, I won this little award. So it kind of brings you up, makes you shine a little bit, and people can keep up with you. You wouldn't know that. It tells you now who has actually viewed your profile. So that's a big indicator of who is creeping me out, not creeping me out, but who is scanning my profile. Is it somebody that is hiring? So after you graduate, you ultimately want to get a job, but a lot of times you're going to want to start looking before you actually need a job. Because my biggest tool in networking, that's basically what I do. I'm a professional networker. I get people with other people that need to do business, and it works out in the end because then other people will help you do business. So be nice to everybody because you never know. I mean, they may be in street clothes, but they may be a CEO of a company, and you don't know. You know, so be nice to everybody because you never know if you might need them someday. Get a business card. If you're, I don't know, what are y'all's majors? I'm curious to know a little bit about your life.
I'm a triple major in business.
Okay, so this is important to you. Anybody else like to share? Marketing?
Marketing.
Advertising? Marketing?
Marketing management.
Cool. All right, so you having a business card, all people want to know is that, like, you guys here on campus have a very good advantage of your professors are contacts. They're going to be able to help you later on in life. The department heads, the president of the university. Whenever you shake hands with these people, you want them to know who you are, what your major is, and thanks for helping me get where I am today. So if you get on Vistaprint for like $9.95 or even for free, you just put your name on there, put your I'm a junior at Lamar University, this is my cell phone number, and this is my email address. Don't have babygirl123 Diamond Diva at Yahoo or Hotmail.com. I'm only saying that because I've seen it. Stick with a Gmail. Stick with a Gmail account. Stick with something that's like your first name and your last name, or your first name and your, it could be your birthday, but honestly, I work with 45 and 50-year-old men and, grown women, and I don't want to put 1991 on there, because then they'll be like, oh, you're a baby. I'm not a baby. How much do you know about social media? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to know how old I am. Whoa, that sucks. Okay, so make sure you have a professional email. We have a professional headshot going on. Share updates that are only applicable, motivational, positive, that highlight you. Try to stay away from anything personal, unless it has like, oh, I went to St. Louis for a conference. Thank you, company, for sending me, or whatever. On LinkedIn, it's okay, so say you wanted to apply for a job at Apple. Okay, so I'm just using Apple as an example because first thing that came to my head. I don't even own an Apple product, so I don't know really why I'm supporting it right now. But if it were a company you knew nothing about, and you're about to go into an interview, you want to read everything that they have on their LinkedIn. You want to know about their company because they only care about making them money. They don't care about giving you a salary. What are you going to do for me? What are your attributes? Okay? And if you show up to an interview knowing everything about my company, I don't have to spend 15 minutes telling you about it, and that makes you more valuable to me because you've already saved me time and money. So work with that aspect on LinkedIn. Take advantage of the information that they post. Also, follow them. It would make a lot of difference to a smaller company, but follow them so that way, because if you're going to graduate within the next year, start searching for a job. Because there are jobs out there, and LinkedIn is a great place. I found so many jobs last night. I was cruising through. You can download this app on your phone, by the way. You can fill out everything on your phone. How easy is that? So follow the company, get to know the information, so that way when you go in, you have a good idea of what they do. Don't connect with any employees. Like if you go, a connection is like asking to be a friend on Facebook. So a connection is, hey, I'm Robin, I do social media business, and hey, I'm Michael, and I do advertising, okay? I saw you doing social media, I saw you advertise, let's connect, and if I know anybody that advertises, I'll be able to vouch for you. So a connection is very important because it allows you to communicate with other people, but also it allows you to access their connections. So it's kind of like a family tree. Me and Michael, we know each other, but I don't know Michael's 3 friends, but he does. So in some sort of way, I'll be able to connect to them. It's called a second connection. That's very important in networking because I can be like, hey, Rebecca, I met you through Michael. Because all the time they're not going to remember you, but they'll remember me if they saw me with Michael. Does that make sense? Because they already know Michael, but they didn't know me. So they're hiring. How easy is that? They're updating where they're hiring, who they're hiring, and also it makes it really easy for an HR person to click over to your profile and look at all your skills right there. But what I was saying about the connections is that they're important for endorsements. Endorsements are when your connections say, high five, good for you, I know that you can do that. Like event planning. I plan events. Well, when people go to my profile and they've been to one of my events, they give me a high five, which is like an endorsement for my event planning skills. You want to ask people to endorse you, especially if they hold some sort of credibility, because if an HR person goes to look at your profile, they can see how many people have endorsed you in each thing. That brings us to another thing. When you add skills and endorsements, don't lie. Don't say that you know how to do SAP if you don't know how to do SAP. And if you took a class in it and you don't know how to do SAP, still don't put it down because you are not going to be able to perform. When they hire you, they're expecting you to be able to do the things that you said you could do. So your credibility is pretty much shot if you show up and you really don't know how to do something you said you could do. Okay. Groups. I'm guessing nobody's really played on LinkedIn much at all. Okay. Let's see. Find a group. Groups are just like, I'll bring it back to Facebook in this way, a group. A collection of people that are interested in the same interests. Okay, so all the marketing people, they kind of get together. Let's see, advertising. Okay, I'm already a member of this group, but these people are from everywhere. nice to meet you. I'm Robin Boudreaux, and there are jobs everywhere in the world. So if you can't find one here in Beaumont, I'm pretty sure you can find one somewhere in the world, and they will want you. And so these different groups are people that can help you. Like this guy. Probably not going to message him, but he said, "Hi Robin, we're both in the social media marketing group, and I'm looking to connect with professionals like yourself to share business ideas with you for a mutual beneficial cause." Sketch. But anyhow, he met me through a group, and obviously he wants to see if he can make contacts with my contacts. I don't know, sorry. Okay. About the connecting with people that already work there. You don't want to assume that you already got the job when you don't have it yet. So that's like going around the office and meeting everyone and then not getting the job. That was embarrassing. What are you going to do? Unfollow them? And also, I would send a link, only if it is complete and looks good. Send a link of your LinkedIn profile to the employer. This is like a 21st century resume, and you can't beat it, because in a printed resume, somebody is only going to want one piece of paper, essentially, unless you're applying for some sort of position that you would want to show all of your history. Like if you have several degrees or several jobs that are applicable. And this allows you to say as much as you want, because they can just scroll through it. And also they can look for keywords. Keywords are very important when you're filling out the LinkedIn, because it is like SEO. LinkedIn has its own SEO, so it wants to hear those verbs. Like when I said I was a hostess at Popsitos, I didn't just seek tables. I came up with these different things, and we can do one of your jobs to see if we can't help you. But I delegated duties, so delegate. Performed superior customer service, very important. I was a team leader. I coordinated table seatings. I welcomed guests, informed them of specials, performed table guacamole. That was like my favorite part of the job. No one ever wanted to do it, but I was like, yes, I'll make guacamole. I organized catering, stocked inventory, performed inventory checks, arranged tables in compliance with planograms, placed orders, packaged deliveries, won several employee sportsmanship contests, conflict resolution. So what I'm getting at is you can either say that you're a cashier at McDonald's, or you can say, I was a cashier at McDonald's, I took orders, I counted a cash register till, I performed inventory control checks. It's all about just making it sound like, because I mean, work experience is work experience. You dealt with customers, and those are valuable assets. So if anybody has any, like if you want us to help you with some verbs real quick on a job, let us know and we can throw some out there. But it's very important to always let people know that you've dealt with cash if that's applicable. So it's kind of sort of in a way you can gear your bio to the job that you want. So if you have a job that's very math related, put every single thing that you did related to math. Just make it very, gear it towards them so it's like you're speaking directly towards them. Join the groups if you're looking to like network with other people. Let's see that on my list. Connect with the company. Suggest the manager review your LinkedIn profile. It's so amazing because you can put every single thing you want them to know and nothing bad, and most likely they're not going to call your references. I haven't even had many people ever call my references, but this gives them a perfect opportunity. Be careful. if you connect with somebody that used to be your boss and they don't like you that much, just don't connect with them. But if a past employer is, if you're cool with them, then ask them to come and endorse you, because it looks really good if a previous employer comes on your LinkedIn profile and says that you did a good job. That is LinkedIn in a nutshell. And so I talk really fast. And so if you guys have any questions, now we can do that. Or if you have a job that you're like, well, what are some of the things that, the keywords I could use? Then we can help you with that. Other than that, my goal is to keep it under 30 minutes. So you look very entertained. You've been like the whole time. You're my favorite. Thanks for coming today. All I say is get a business card printed out with your name and that you're a student. Put your number on it, because there are so many opportunities with every person that you meet that they could help you someday. Like one day I was sitting at Carrabba's and had an order to go, and the guy next to me started talking to me, and it turns out he's like a bigwig at one of these plants that could help donate money to the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club that I work with here in Beaumont. If anybody wants to volunteer with the Boys and Girls Club, get with me. But he ended up being some fancy schmancy pants, and he was just dressed in old clothes, and it's just like, I gave him my business card. Had I not had some printed up, I didn't have a degree. I was just a student. But that's a legitimate excuse. If that's your full-time job, you better make sure that you're making the grades that shows that it's a full-time job. Because if you have school as a full-time job and you're making all C's and D's, it's like, well, what were you really doing? So it's okay to be a full-time student. It's okay. But don't be a full-time student and have dookie grades. Sorry. That's just one thing I've heard from people. They're like, yeah, it's okay to be a full-time student, but you went full-time, but your grades don't look like you did. And for those of us who have to work during school,